time you play so smooth, makes me wanna groove, the trees says groove.
Welcome to Seniors Matter. I'm Brenda Charles Edwards, the host of Seniors Matter. We're here every Friday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on www.rainieravenueradio.world, your community radio station. You can also listen to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch TV, Twitter. Oh, that's right, it's X. And of course, on the Rainier Avenue Radio App. We feature interviews with people that provide services or have valuable information for seniors, their families, and the community. Do you need financial documents notarized? Are you a person that needs documents read to you for clarity or completion? Just give me a call at Black Orchid Notary, 206-683-2636. Tell me where, I'll meet you there. Well, I'm really excited because today my guest is Angeilea Yancey-Watson. She's the lead program coordinator at African American Reach and Teach Health, and she's over the Elders Living and Aging Well program. Angeilea is intentional about using health promotion to expose new ways of social awareness and to encourage the African American community to both control, redefine their reality. Welcome to the show, my dear. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today, Brenda? It's nice to see you.
I know, it's such a pleasure to see you. I was so excited when I heard that you were going to be here.
I know, I couldn't wait.
And you know what still goes in my mind is that theme song from COVID.
Yes, our COVID vaccine. Yes.
That was the best.
That was really fun.
Absolutely. So you're here today, and we're going to talk about Memory Sunday and also what AARTH does. So let's start with Memory Sunday. When is it and why is it?
Absolutely. So Memory Sunday or Sabbath is really an Alzheimer's awareness campaign where we're focusing on African American churches or faith houses. The reason why Memory Sunday exists is to acknowledge and provide resources to folks in the African diaspora that may be living with or at risk for dementia and Alzheimer's. And so this is a day that we're asking folks. It's usually commemorated on the second Sunday. This year, it would be June 9th. However, you can acknowledge it on any Sunday in June. And what that looks like is just sharing information about brain health, living well, and making sure that, of course, we say a special prayer for those living with dementia or Alzheimer's.
Absolutely. And do you have any stats on how the percentage of African Americans have Alzheimer, get Alzheimer?
Yeah, so I have a couple of facts shared by the Alzheimer's Association and the National Institute of Health Journal. And as of right now, seniors in general over the age of 50, 1 in 3 of seniors die with Alzheimer's or another dementia. Specifically thinking about Black adults, Black folks are twice as likely to have Alzheimer's or dementia as their white counterparts. We also see that Black Americans over the age of 70, about 21.3% of them are living with Alzheimer's or other dementias.
Do we know why that is? And is there any way to either slow it down or prevent it?
Yes, so a couple of answers to both of those. One of the things that we see is that in the African diaspora, they are more likely to be diagnosed at a later stage. So it's not typically caught as soon. We also have a different experience as reported by Black Americans that make them more hesitant to see their doctor and speak up for themselves. We also know that there needs to be general education of understanding the difference between healthy aging and signs of dementia and Alzheimer's. These are things that AARTH provides, and at the end, I'll also plug in some other resources that folks can go and see. But when in doubt, the Alzheimer's Association is an amazing resource, and they have a lot of sections and curriculum specifically created by and tailored to the African and African American community.
That's
When we get
wonderful.
into, I just wanted to add, sorry, when we get into
Sure. No, go
preventable
ahead.
measures and we talk about modifiable behaviors,
Mhm.
it doesn't mean that, oh, if I don't do anything, it's just going to happen, whatever, or I did all of this and it's still happening. It kind of goes back into our theme at AARTH of healthy living and what that looks like. Exercising, moving around, having day-to-day responsibilities and being able to manage that. But most importantly, being able to have a care team, whether that's traditional caregivers or kinship caregivers, that can help you recognize some of the different signs and symptoms of healthy aging versus some signs of dementia and Alzheimer's.
So I know you're going to talk about some of those signs. Do you want to talk about it now or?
Yeah, so one of the signs of dementia or Alzheimer's is when not just memory loss, but not remembering something that is a part of your day-to-day life, not recognizing your address and you've lived there for a long period of time, going into the grocery store that you've been into repeatedly and not recognizing it. So it's not necessarily walking into a room and saying, "Oh, what did I
I'm in here
forget?"
for.
Yeah, it's much more than that.
Thank you
Yeah.
for saying that.
Yeah, so we have confusion with time or place. So not necessarily just like getting confused about the day of the week, but when we see early signs of dementia and Alzheimer's, it could be losing track of seasons and passages of time.
Okay. Whew.
Mhm.
I'm so relieved.
Yeah, so there's a big difference. And here at AARTH, one of our big things is being able to put education in the hands of communities. And so one of the biggest things that we talk about and provide for folks who choose to participate on Memory Sunday is resources to be able to have an infographic to say, okay, this is regular aging, healthy aging, but here are some things I need to pay attention to, so that it's not up to us to just assume, especially when it's something that can develop slowly and over time.
So who's participating in Memory Sunday as far as organizations?
Yeah, so part of the planning committee, we have AARTH, African Americans Reach and Teach. We are also partnering with King County, their Aging and Disability Services. So we are part of the planning team, but the folks who are participating, last year we had 19 churches in the King County area who participated in Memory Sunday. And so we are contacting them as well as any other churches in the greater Seattle area that have a population of African Americans.
Wonderful. If you're just tuning in, you're listening live to Seniors Matter with your host, Brenda Charles Edwards, on www.rainieravenueradio.world, your South Seattle community radio station. Do you know what's the best legacy we can give ourselves and our loved ones? Join me on Zoom for a group or individual session on legacy end-of-life planning. Now, we're going back to Angeilea Yancey-Watson. She's the lead program coordinator at AARTH, which is African American Reach and Teach. Ooh, mouthful.
Okay.
And so just going off our topic, but not really off our topic, but you also, as lead program manager, deal with elders living and aging well. Can you explain that a little bit to my audience, please?
Absolutely. So our program, Elders Living and Aging Well, this is something that we are partnering with King County. And our focus is to have that theme of what does healthy aging look like and what does healthy living look like. Our overall theme and focus is to normalize within the African diaspora what healthy aging looks like and understand that preventable health is possible at all ages. And so our elders living and aging well, that's for folks over the age of 50 living or receiving services in King County. And we really focus on any and all aspects of life that contribute to our overall health, which is everything. And those things are called social determinants of health. So we get into nutrition, not just what to eat, but taking traditional meals and saying, how can I still make it taste good, but be modifiable to my diet that I have now? talking about movement and not just doing fall prevention, but having exercise groups. Right now, one of our biggest things is chronic disease self-management, being able to define what a chronic disease is or a chronic condition. And this is a 6-week series that we have folks take to understand how can I maintain and what are some modifiable behaviors. Being diagnosed with a condition doesn't mean that my quality of life has to always decrease. How can I maintain that? And how can I identify the things that I need in my life to continue, especially with this new phase? So that's what Elders Living and Aging Well is all about. It's really shining a light on that later phase of life that folks typically don't really talk about or get into, and bringing back that faith and that peace in there.
When's the next one?
Our next chronic disease self-management course will be in September. And for all of our events, you can go to AARTH.org, and it'll be right when you go to our home screen for you to register. But we will be having events in the summer that talk about chronic conditions that we'll be announcing soon.
Don't you have a cooking one coming up too?
Yes. So that was the other thing that I was going to share. We partner with Chef Aduni. She is the founder of Taste Tutor. And Chef Aduni, she talks about food science. So the relationship between foods. How do we traditionally build plates? Looking at African-American traditional dishes, and then again saying if you have a low salt diet, if you have diabetes, if you have a special diet, here's how we can fix it, and here's how we can, twist it to make sure it still tastes good, but it doesn't take away from the cultural significance of the food. So we do that the first Saturdays of each month. And I'm going to see last month, I believe she talked about black beans and greens. Our next event will be June 1st, and we will be talking about, I don't want to get this wrong. Give me just 1 second.
Sure, no problem. I mean, food, well, we kind of love food. So any way we can make it healthy and tasty is going to work. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, so she has a lot of baked fish. She does chicken. She does soups. I mean, and a lot of times, whatever the audience requests, she'll make. In the summer, it'll probably be August. The date is still TBD. Chef Aduni will actually be doing an in-person cooking. Well, she'll do the cooking demonstration, and folks will be able to taste test it in real life. And so we're very excited to put that out.
You guys better sign up for that one. That's going to be a real treat, I'm sure.
I'm very excited for that one. Yeah.
So why is Memory Sunday focused on churches and faith houses?
Well, this goes back to, again, acknowledging our culture and acknowledging the traditions and letting folks know that you don't have to give up your culture or parts of your identity in order to receive equitable health care. With that being said, we know that faith houses and churches have played a huge role in African-American communities, and African communities as well. But especially in African-American communities, this has been a place of solace for us. This has been the only place historically where we were able to gather information, where we were able to convene with each other in extremely hard times, in times of only survival. The faith house has been the one place African Americans have consistently gone to. We also acknowledge that the faith houses often have a foundation of community-based work. We know that faith and health often come together as well. When someone has faith in something, has a denomination in something, that can often increase their motivation in order to complete or achieve their health goals. And so we recognize the power and the seniority that the churches have in the community. And so we just want to acknowledge and meet people where they're at.
So is there a call to action?
Yes, there is a call to action. Now, I know Memory Sunday sounds like this huge event and there's a lot of stuff you have to do, but honestly, it just takes 5 minutes during your sermon or even during your announcements. We'll give you all of the written materials. What this looks like is just acknowledging during your sermon that Alzheimer's and dementia does impact the Black community. It does impact our elders. We'll provide you with those current statistics as well for folks to share. And then we also will give you a Memory Sunday toolkit for you to share. What do we mean by modifiable behaviors? This isn't something to just scare folks into saying, oh, I'm old and I'm Black, I'm going to get Alzheimer's. No, this is about education being a piece of resilience, education being a bridge to freedom and understanding. And when we talk about freedom, it's freedom to live our lives in the quality that we so please. So the tools that'll be in that call to action is sharing those written materials, having it maybe on your newsletter. If you have a health ministry, sharing these upcoming materials about dementia, Alzheimer's, and overall brain health. And so the planning team, we have this nice little kit that we put out to folks. We have a sign-in sheet to say how big your congregation is. And so we really want to make it as easy as possible to just hand out, here's the up-to-date information, and not just any information, but it's curriculum and resources specific to the African-American community. It is vital that we see people who look like us and statistics that come with parts of our identity in order for us to understand the importance of it. So we're asking to do a prayer, recognize caregivers in the Black community. We have a lot of kinship caregivers who may not be getting paid, but you may be caring for your grandparent, your spouse, your sister or brother. So also some resources for them to support and also places for them and tools to relax as well.
So now how do they churches sign up?
So churches can sign up by directly going to www.aarth.org, or honestly, they can email me directly, which would be the fastest way, and I can help them get signed up. So what would be most useful to share my email address, Brenda?
Right now.
Awesome. Okay, so my email is A, N as in Nancy, G, E as in elephant, I, L as in lemon, Y, at AARTH.org.
Okay, say that one more time.
ANGEILEAY at AARTH.org. Okay,
and is there a phone number too?
Yes, the phone number is 206-850-2070.
Great. So now, once again, if you didn't know and you just tuned in, you are listening to Seniors Matter, and we're here every Friday. You can view, watch us, listen to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X, and the Rainier Avenue Radio App. Oh gosh, this is great. This is really great. I did some little research myself, and one of the things that I took away from the information, and I also had worked with Alzheimer's Association a long time ago, but fun part, you can do games to help stimulate, as they say, older people's brains.
Yes, yes.
And
can.
And they listed a couple, and I was just cracking up. Trivia, arts and crafts. Now, I like arts and crafts. In fact, a couple years ago, I took up jewelry making.
Ooh.
And that has been fun. Even I gave some away for gifts, and yeah. But anyway, I wear a lot of it too.
Yes.
But it was funny because it says, it's important to keep hands busy, helping to maintain
dexterity. I know that gets me every time.
And my dad's name was Dexter, so I geez, yeah. But anyway, and then they talked about making greeting cards, painting, drawing, knitting, scrapbooking, and I just said, wow, look at all of this. And it can be fun. It really,
Yes, and the whole goal is to find something that works for you. What is something that you want to do just for yourself? And one of the things, of course, I don't want to speak for everyone, but one of the biggest things that we see and that we focus on in our elders living and aging well is that when folks get over the age of 50, there is this sudden increase of isolation. There's this lack of socialization. There's also all of these different themes that are going on in their head, especially when we get to retirement, changes in life, just like we have themes at birth, going through puberty, getting your first job. It doesn't just stop at a certain age, it continues to go on. And so, how can we bring those themes and bring it to a place of you still have value? Age does not mean you're less valuable than anybody else. Age does not disqualify you from having preventative and modifiable things to do. You don't just have to sit and wait. And if anybody around you is not promoting that, you can come to AARTH because that's exactly what we do. And we have so many different things that you can get into. One of the great places I'd love to share with everyone is if you're someone that likes to get out, if you're someone that, you're out and about, you're running around, the Central Area Senior Center is an amazing location. They have lunch and learns and the food is real good. I've had it myself. They have a lot of games and things that are actually appropriate and things that you would enjoy.
well,
So
that's where I did my jewelry making. I went
oh,
there.
see, it's so amazing. I love it there. Did you enjoy it yourself?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, and I've gone to functions there. What is it? The third Saturday night they have entertainment, and yeah, it's great. I was reading on the list of things that I came across for for the senior community is bingo. And bingo really is a lot of fun,
It
and
is.
all ages play it. And
Yes.
that's really the fun part, because you can play with your grandkids or whatever. And I'm going to just throw a plug in. AARP has a local chapter in Seattle, and I just happen to be president of it. And we do a number of different things. We last summer we had a barbecue at Seward Park, and we had a grand time. And we did play bingo too.
Oh, nice.
We did do other things, and we had great food. If anyone is interested in knowing more about that, you can reach me. I'm not going to give you my email. It's too long. 206-683-2636. And give me a call and I'll let you know what's going on. That's Brenda at 206-683-2636. Wow. So now learning a new language. Many years ago, I shouldn't say that many years ago. When I was in high school, I took Spanish. And the last couple of years, my husband and I have been going to Mexico. And I'm also at a junior high school. And there I'm running to more Hispanics. And so I've been trying my Spanish out on them. And I had this conversation with this gentleman yesterday. And he said, where did you learn to speak Spanish? And I said, I am still learning.
Yes. Yes, I am the same. It's funny, Brenda, I took Spanish during high school as well. And I try to practice it every chance I get. But it's, I've definitely opened myself up because the dialect is different wherever you go. And so there's not really a standard of, what things are. And so I was so excited. And I remember going back to my friends and they're like, why are you talking all proper? Like, why? I don't even know. We don't say it like that. That's not what this is. And so it's pretty cool. It reminds me of the different dialects that we have here.
Right.
So I love it.
Yeah, I did too. It's a lot of fun. And then also I found there's an app that I have on my phone now. So when someone starts speaking to me, I go to the app and have the app translate what they're saying. And then I can speak to the app and it tells them in Spanish what I'm saying.
I like that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I've known AARTH for a long time, and I know you're a current executive director, and I knew your former executive director. And they're great ladies, and they work hard. And this is something, ladies and gentlemen, you need to take advantage of because there's so much there to help us. And I'm almost having to close out, but I just want to know, do you have anything else you'd like to add before I say goodbye to you? And it won't be the last time that I talk to you either, will it?
Absolutely not, Brenda. I told you that last time. No, I just want to thank you so much for having me. And then, of course, if anyone has any questions, I am always open to be a resource. We love to get this education out there. Brain health is important. There is such a thing as preventable factors for everyone and modifiable factors. So don't give up. Continue to support your village, and we will be a helping hand as well.
All right. And you said, when was that cooking one again?
That is June 1st, Saturday, June 1st. And you can go on AARTH.org to register. It'll be right when you pop up. You'll see Chef Aduni on the homepage, so you don't even have to do too much clicking.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes. Yep.
This is Brenda Charles Edwards, host of Seniors Matter. You can watch us on www.rainieravenueradio.world, your South Seattle community radio station, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rainier Avenue Radio App. And we're here on Fridays, most times, at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for listening, viewing. I should say thank you to my listening and viewing audience, my songstress, Patrice Isley, and my very special guest, Angeilea Yancey-Watson, lead program coordinator at AARTH. Have a great weekend, be safe, and live your life like it's golden, because it is.